What's up, guys? It's FTKComputer. Welcome back. So yeah, today I'm doing something a little bit different. I know a couple of days ago I asked you guys to leave me Overwatch questions, things that were relevant in Overwatch that y'all wanted my opinion on or my take on. And a lot more of you asked questions than I thought would. So thank you so much for your participation. Unfortunately, I won't have time to answer all of those questions because not that I want to go super in depth, but a little bit in depth at least. So I just picked out a few. So I might try to do this more regularly if you guys want. But I tried to pick the questions that I got the most often or the most frequent that people would ask me. So yeah, these are those. All right, so the first question that I've gotten so much is by Soul Tales, and the question is, do you think the Brigitte changes are justified? I think a lot of you know that I'm frustrated about the Brigitte changes. However, for me, it's not a so much as a black and white thing, whereas I think it's either wrong or right. I know a while ago I pinned a comment that I wrote saying that a lot of people that are calling for the Brigitte Nerfs are going to be upset when people don't want to play support anymore. And the reason I say that is because I feel like Brigitte was the one support that kind of made almost all of the other supports somewhat viable, at least in the realm of Overwatch that I play, which is I play on console. I usually play in Diamond and Masters. So what I mean is, like, I don't know how many of you guys play Ana on console, but it can be a literal nightmare. Same with Zenyatta. It's pretty much a nightmare because there's so many heroes that have big damage, high movement, great range, and you're kind of like a sitting duck. However, with Brigitte there, not only one does it mean that if you're close to her, a lot of times she can protect you and also add that extra value to the team by getting picks. But she can also make up for a lot of damage because she can do a significant amount of damage. So in what, like, for instance, if you're playing Ana on console, a lot of times there's no way you're going to get as much healing as a Mercy, even after all the nerfs, or a Moira. It's a lot of times it's just not going to happen. However, Brigitte adding extra value by getting picks means that it kind of equals out the playing field a little bit. So my opinion is that I don't think it's smart for Blizzard to make sweeping changes across every single platform of Overwatch, especially using the pros as like the determining factor, because the kind of Overwatch that they play is not the kind of Overwatch most of us play. So as I've said, I don't think that, from my perspective and what I've played, Brigitte is not some crazy domineering force that makes Overwatch miserable, because she has a good amount of counters, especially in solo queue. Every single match has a Pharah or a Junkrat, and they counter her pretty well as Widowmaker is. Like, anybody who has range is gonna counter Brigitte. And I know I play Brigitte, but I don't play Brigitte that much, so most of the time I'm playing against Brigitte, and it's just not really that big of a deal in my experience. I know a lot of people are comparing it to Doomfist, but the issue that I had with Doomfist is that Doomfist can literally fly out from almost anywhere in the map and kill you. That was my issue. Same issue I had with Roadhog before his nerfs. Like, anywhere, like if you were anywhere in his eyesight, you could be a mile away, it felt like, and he would just insta kill you. That is different than a character who has limited range and can kill you if she gets up close. But a lot of that was the same issue that people had with Symmetra, and I felt like it was because they felt like, because she doesn't have to aim, then it's unfair for her to be able to do as much as she does. Same with, because she's a support, it's unfair for her to be able to do what she does. But neither Symmetra before or Brigitte now is so overwhelming that if you see her on the map, you're dead. So I just don't feel like it's a good idea to nerf her across every single platform when she's not. I don't think the issue with her is the same issue that people are having with Doomfist, where it's like you almost feel like there's no way to counter her. With Brigitte, there are definitely ways to counter her. So, and I know there are ways to counter Doomfist, but I feel like the most reliable way to counter Doomfist is Sombra. But even that is like, if you're constantly, you know, having to stay at your backline with Sombra and like trying to hack a Doomfist, then you're not really doing it. It's almost like you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And so your team is already at a deficit because you're trying, instead of doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're having to focus on this one character, and that's just, I don't know, that's just how I feel about it. So I mean, feel free to disagree or agree. It's you know, it's no big deal. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Uh-oh, I lost the questions. Hold on. Sorry about this, technical difficulties. Okay, this next question is by Kirby Survived, and it's, do you think Overwatch will ever be popular again? And if not, what ways do you think they can make it popular again? So honestly, I think Overwatch is still very popular. I don't think that it's become unpopular. I think that the issue with Overwatch is that a lot of people are kind of feeling a bit burned out because Overwatch has focused a lot on, you know, building up Overwatch League, and so it seems like new content for Overwatch is very slow coming. So even though most of us, I would say, enjoy the game like as a game, you know, nowadays there's so much stuff out there and so many games and so many things that with Overwatch you kind of expect there to be like this constant pumping out of new things, and it just doesn't seem like we've gotten that lately. But I don't think that Overwatch is unpopular. I think that people are just getting are just craving new content, really. And and that maybe that, and then I think with that people are starting to like branch out from Overwatch a little bit. But I don't think they're leaving the game. I think they're just like, you know, until Overwatch releases something new and exciting, we're gonna go look at this game or go play that game or whatever. But one thing I would say that Overwatch, that I would want them to do, I don't know if it'll make them more popular, but as much as it's just like things that I personally want, I feel like the lore of Overwatch is so, like, I feel like we're getting it so slow. Like, it feels like the game has been out so long and we're still not very, you know, we don't really have most of the answers that we wanted to have when the game first came out. Like, we're starting to piece it together bit by bit, but I mean, how many years has it been and we're still like trying to piece things together, you know what I mean? And so it just feels like it takes a long time for Overwatch to change anything, you know, like you know, we do have quite a bit of heroes, but I feel like most of those heroes are DPS. So like, as far as tanks and supports go, we don't really have that much variety, which is why another reason that I think people are starting to get burnt out playing supports and tanks, because it's like, you know, there's so much variety in the DPS category, and then with tanks and supports, you just kind of, I mean, it can be very frustrating because you're kind of dependent on what the DPS are doing to win the match. So I don't know. I feel like we need more stuff, more characters, more lore, more maps, and quicker as well. Like, I think that maybe, and I don't know, I don't think Overwatch is going to do this, but I feel like they've spent quite a bit of time on Overwatch League, and it would be nice to see them spend more time on expanding the game, you know. So that's how I feel about that. All right, let's see, what do we have next? I shouldn't have done this. What I did was I like took pictures of the questions that I thought were, but I couldn't zoom in too much, so it was just one. So I'm like trying to figure out which one is the one that that I was gonna read. Okay, the next question is from Princess Tiara 50, and it's what are your thoughts on Orisa? Do you think she is a useful tank? What are your strategies playing as Orisa? Okay, so first off, what are my thoughts on Orisa? I like Orisa, but I feel like the problem with Orisa is that she just isn't reliable as Reinhardt. Like, she fills the same role, but as far as like shielding your team, she's not as reliable, and her shield is pretty weak comparatively, even though it does regen pretty fast. It's just, you know, like it can go down in like a millisecond. And I also forgot to say this, but I feel like another thing with Brig, I think when I play Orisa, Brig isn't as much of a threat to me, because I know that if I time my abilities right, I can deal with her, or at least I can stall her out until I know somebody else can like at least shoot her once. And I think that once the Brigitte nerfs go through, I feel like we'll be back in Reinhardt 100% of the time. Like there's so many, like I feel like Reinhardt is another character that's in almost every match. And I know that, no offense Reinhardt mains, I'm sorry, but I feel like Reinhardt, it's very hard to like replace what he does for a team. And so I think that with Brigitte there, she kind of like, I know it can be probably miserable for the Reinhardt players, and I'm sorry, but as an Orisa player, it's very rare unless we're running pirate ship, which I also hate. But if we're running pirate ship, that's the only time that a lot of times that people will be like, we need a Orisa. 90% of the time it'll be Ryan Zarya or Ryan anyone else. Just Ryan in general. So but yeah, I like Orisa. I just wish that she had maybe a little bit more damage, I guess. That's all. I feel like she's not bad. I don't know. I think tanks just are characters that are meant for the team to play around them. So you're really gonna only be as good as your team is, unfortunately. And what are my strategies for playing Orisa? I don't really know if I have too many strategies for Orisa, just because it's dependent on what the team is doing. But a lot of times I try to stay on the payload. I will say that. Try to stay on the payload and try to try to time my defense. I never know what the abilities are called. I'm sorry. The defense glowy thing. Try to time it well so that I don't run out of it. You know, try not to get nervous and just like use it when I don't need it. But yeah, most of the time I'm able to, you know, hold the checkpoint. Hold the point or move the payload pretty well with Orisa. So I don't have that many issues playing her. It's just that I don't know. I feel like a lot of time people aren't used to playing with an Orisa, or don't like playing with Orisa, or feel like Ryan is just more useful in general. All right, next. What do you think of this one? I'm sorry, I forgot to write the name. This one's from Lord. I'm gonna try. I'm sorry if I say it wrong. It's either Lord Jareen or Lord Jareen. I don't know. But the question is, what do you think of the recent Mercy buff? Do you even consider it a buff? Because a lot of Mercy mains complain that it isn't enough, and I know you don't play her specifically, but you do play a lot of support, so I'm curious. So I hope you Mercy mains understand this, where I'm coming from, because I hope this doesn't make you upset. I don't think it will, but I'm just gonna be honest. In terms of Nursey, sounds weird. In terms of Mercy being too weak, I don't know if I completely agree with that on console. In my rank, where I usually play, the Mercy still seems to do what she does very well. So just putting that out there. However, when I do hear Mercy mains talking about they want Mercy to be more impactful, I definitely can understand where that's coming from. So, you know, the problem that I had with Mercy when she could do mass res was that no other support, and this is just coming from a non-Mercy playing support main, because Symmetra was a support and I played a lot of Ana and then Moira. The issue that I had with Mercy, like when she could mass res, was that no other support had an ability that was as impactful and as easy to use. And I'm not saying it from I have a problem with really great abilities being easy to use. The thing that I didn't like was from an objective standpoint, because you know I believe you should play the character that you want to play, as long as you're putting the time and effort into really learning that character. But from an objective standpoint, there was no reason to not pick Mercy in those situations, because even with a basic understanding of Overwatch, like I could, like, almost like there would be no reason that somebody who wasn't of a certain experience ranking in Overwatch that couldn't, you know, get that mass res off and heal the team just well. You know, with Ana, it just took so much more effort. With any other hero, it just took so much more effort to bring as much value to the team. So as far as the recent, I don't know, because I don't really keep up that much with Mercy stuff because I don't play her. But I know that a lot of people feel like Mercy right now is not very impactful, especially her ultimate. It just feels like she's not really doing anything. And I completely sympathize with that, and I do feel like that's a problem. You know what I mean? Do I think that Blizzard should bring back mass res? I don't really know. Like I'm not sure because I don't play her. I just think that how Mercy was before Valkyrie made it very hard to be a support main, because you could literally not play anyone else unless there was a Mercy on the team. It was basically like everyone screaming at you to play Mercy. So that's just how I feel about it. Feel free to agree or disagree, as I've said before, but that was just my experience with that. Okay, next. This question is from Sweet Pea. I thought it was interesting. It's not so much one that people ask me for that much, but if you could pick anywhere in the world, where would you like to see the next Overwatch map take place? It's a great question. I would like there to be a Brazil map. I think that would be really cool. Like a more like outside, like nature-ish looking map. I don't know how Blizzard would do that, but I think it would be cool to have like a forest map or like a rainforest, you know, like some kind of outside map. And also, of course, because I'm from New Orleans, I'd love to see a New Orleans map. I think we have a beautiful city. So that would be cool. Like a map like the French Quarter and stuff, that would be really cool. But yeah. All right, the next question is from Caleb Gannon. It's, do you think Echo is going to be a support or tank? For some reason, my gut says tank. Do I think Echo is going to be a support? I think Echo is going to be a support, honestly. I mean, I don't have 100% way of like determining that, but I think that she's gonna be a support. Just because, just because of her design. But I mean, we could be surprised. But I think there needs to be more supports. Like, I really feel like there needs to be more supports. More tanks as well. But I mean, we got Wrecking Ball, so I would rather there be another support. But either way, as long as she's not a DPS, I'm good, really. The next question is from Denise Torres. If you had to be honest, do you think Overwatch as it is now is still fun? Yeah, I think Overwatch is still fun. I don't think that it's the game hasn't really gotten stale for me. What I just don't like is that a lot of the issues that Overwatch has in on console, so I'm speaking from my perspective, it's so like the toxicity one, mouse and keyboard users. Two, what's another issue that I have? People, I honestly, I'm not a fan of them removing performance-based SR. I hated that. I still do. And I also don't like that. I think Blizzard, what Blizzard should have done was given people, especially in solo queue, some kind of perk or reward for playing support, because now in a match, unless there's like you run into people that are hardcore support mains, nobody wants to play support. Even I don't want to play support anymore. And like y'all know, I've been a support main for probably 12 seasons, 10 seasons, I don't know, something like that. It's just like I just don't feel like dealing with it. I don't feel like being blamed for everyone's problems. I don't feel like being told to not play the supports that I want to play when I'm the only one who's playing support anyway. I'm tired of solo healing. People don't want to play support. So, but on the flip side, when I do get a team that is not crazy or super toxic, I still enjoy Overwatch a lot. So yeah, I mean, I still enjoy the game. I don't, sometimes I can get burnt out, I won't lie, but overall I still think Overwatch is a fun game to play. So yeah. Alright guys, and last but not least, this question is from Mimi Bermeo. Do you see yourself leaving Overwatch anytime soon, especially with all the toxicity going around? So this is another question that I get a lot. Overwatch has kind of always been toxic because I've been a Symmetra main since day one. But I don't take it to heart, really. It's just a game. So the toxicity doesn't really bother me, you know, to the point where I would feel that I need to quit a game. However, personally, I didn't really become a YouTuber to become an Overwatch YouTuber. I kind of just happened to fall into it that way, and I really enjoy Overwatch, so it doesn't, you know, it's not a bad thing. I'm very thankful for Overwatch for being able to start like my own online community, I guess. However, I do, while I play Overwatch, I do feel like I'm enjoying branching out and playing other games, even if they don't get that many views. I really enjoy gaming. Like, that's the reason I became a YouTuber, because I enjoyed gaming. And so what I've kind of been doing is trying out new games and really seeing what you guys enjoy watching. Also with the Premiere system, I really like it, because even though you guys know that I'm not really a streamer, just because I don't have, I'm not saying that I would never become a streamer. However, I feel because as of right now, I just don't have the time. And also I feel like I'm not like, it's hard for me to be consistent enough to stream. So I do think that my channel will be undergoing some changes soon, and I'll make a video about that. However, I'm really glad that YouTube now has premieres, because it gives me a chance to like live chat with you guys and, you know, talk to you guys in real time without having to, you know, also focus on playing a game, because I think a lot of you guys know that I am very one-track minded when it comes to playing games. I'm really focused, and it's hard for me to talk and play and play well. Like, I can talk, but I'm not gonna be doing well. or I'm gonna lose focus of whatever I'm talking about. So I like that I'm able to like create something and then we can watch it together and talk about it, kind of like a movie night, you know? So I'm definitely gonna keep doing that more often because I think you guys really enjoy it, and also it kind of I like it because you guys have also helped give me advice about these new games that I'm not really comfortable with, and a lot of you guys know about them. So yeah, and I've also seen, you know, some of you guys maybe take interest in possibly get some of these other games, because I know a lot of times it's like everyone feels like they have to stan a game, like it's like only Overwatch, that's it, or only this game, that's it. But you can play multiple games and enjoy multiple games of different genres. And I don't know, like that was my goal when I started a YouTube. So I don't think that I'm gonna quit Overwatch. Like I don't think that I would ever quit Overwatch, like, you know, and come out with a real dramatic video like I'm done with Overwatch. You know, I'm not doing that. But I do want to try new games, and I have been trying new games, and I hope you guys watch and hopefully give it a chance, even if you're a hardcore Overwatch head. I get it. So, but yeah, that was the end of the Q&A for right now. I've have all the other questions saved, so I may do another one soon. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and let me know your thoughts on any of the questions in the comments. My voice keeps cracking. I need some water. I'm not used to talking this long. But thank you. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So yeah, subscribe and share if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.